Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the Rock Creek Entertainment District. This is Norman, Oklahoma's massive 2026 expansion project, and it's something that could fundamentally change how the city hosts events and gathers as a community. Seriously, this isn't just another construction site. It could be one of the biggest shifts in how Norman experiences sports, live concerts, dining, shopping, and of course, University of Oklahoma game days. We're going to unpack exactly what's being built, when it's happening, and most importantly, how it's actually going to affect everyday life in the city.
To really understand why this development is making so many headlines, we first have to ask a pretty critical question. What happens to a traditional sports venue on a random Tuesday when the crowds all go home? For decades, the model was incredibly simple. You build a massive arena, you fill it with screaming fans for a couple of hours, and then you just let it sit empty and dark for the rest of the week. But the bigger story we're looking at today is that Rock Creek is being planned as a complete, vibrant entertainment district, not just a standalone arena waiting for the next game. Here is our roadmap for unpacking this massive 2026 expansion. We'll start with the entertainment district vision, move into the new OU Arena, look at Phase 1 construction plans, cover the parking and district layout, and finally wrap up with retail and community impact.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Entertainment District Vision.
So we're seeing this massive shift happening all over the country right now. Cities are completely ditching that old build a venue and wait model, replacing it with a dynamic new approach that creates a year-round destination. Because today's consumers, we want convenience and an experience. We want to know exactly where we can grab dinner before a game, where we can get a drink after a concert, and whether the whole area is safe and walkable. Rock Creek is designed to answer those demands by literally surrounding the venue with life.
And the sheer scale of this new model, it is absolutely massive. We are talking about a planned 269-acre mixed-use development situated right in North Norman near I-35 and Rock Creek Road. This location is incredibly strategic because it positions the district perfectly between a really strong university community and the bustling Oklahoma City metro market. It's a huge footprint that aims to turn a vision into a sprawling regional hub.
Right at the heart of all those acres is going to sit a brand new, multi-purpose performance venue with a capacity of about 8,000 seats. Now that specific number is actually super important. It places the venue in this highly useful middle ground. It's large enough to handle major university athletics and big touring shows, but it's not so oversized that it has to rely entirely on rare, blockbuster mega events just to feel full and energetic.
But here is the kicker for the district's daily survival. There's going to be approximately 140,000 square feet of retail, dining, and entertainment space. Sure, a big basketball game might initially bring people to the district, but the restaurants, the outdoor patios, and the local shops are what will actually keep them there. That's what drives local economic impact long before the doors open and long after the final buzzer.
Moving right along to Section 2, the new OU Arena.
Instead of locking the doors and turning off the lights between sports seasons, this 310,000 square foot building is meant to be busy. It's planned to host everything from OU men's and women's basketball and women's gymnastics to regional conventions, live music, and comedy. For OU athletics, this obviously means a significantly upgraded, modern fan experience. But for the city of Norman, it opens up the ability to attract touring shows, local graduations, and major community events that might otherwise just bypass the city entirely for Oklahoma City or Tulsa.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, Phase 1 construction plans. Now, I know there have been plenty of rumors flying around online about specific May groundbreaking dates, like May 12th, but if we look at the most reliable public timelines, core construction is expected to kick off in the second quarter of 2026. That leads to phased openings closer to 2028. This means 2026 and 2027 are going to be the really heavy construction years. So if you live in the area, you'll definitely want to keep an eye on official city updates rather than relying totally on social media rumors for exact dates. This first phase is really the make-or-break stage because it brings the absolute earliest noticeable impacts to locals. It sets up the core foundational utilities alongside the first 250 multifamily housing units and a central public gathering plaza. This is the stage where the project stops being just a cool blueprint and actually starts becoming a physical space. Residents are going to begin seeing new traffic patterns, hearing the construction, and finally getting a street-level feel of what this district is all about.
All right, on to Section 4, parking and district layout.
Let's be honest, nobody likes wandering through a giant, isolating parking lot. Well, planners are aiming to avoid that completely by integrating a structured parking garage with about 1,200 spaces directly into a walkable, district-style layout. It's a very smart approach. Instead of a massive sea of asphalt that isolates the venue from the surrounding city, the parking is built right into the fabric of the retail and dining spaces, making the whole area feel way more connected and pedestrian-friendly.
But even with the best design, major questions remain about how the local infrastructure, particularly Rock Creek Road and 24th Avenue, will actually handle the surge of traffic on a sold-out event night. Will rideshare zones be clearly marked and easy to use? Is the parking going to be safe and convenient enough for families, older visitors, or out-of-town guests? Those logistical details are absolutely crucial. They will literally make or break the visitor experience once the real crowds start arriving. Finally, let's look at Section 5, Retail and Community Impact.
So what is the financial engine behind much of this project? It's something called tax increment financing, or a TIF district. Now, supporters argue this method is great because it captures new, future tax revenue growth from the area to help pay for the project, essentially letting growth pay for itself. On the flip side, critics bring up some very valid questions regarding public obligations, financial risk, transparency, and whether the benefits will really be shared widely enough across the entire city. It's a major debate, and honestly, it's one playing out in cities all across the United States right now.
We have to impartially weigh the exciting opportunities here against the very real concerns. On one hand, a modern venue and brand new restaurant choices offer fantastic opportunities for walkability and local growth. But on the other hand, we have to acknowledge the risks of intense traffic pressure, housing affordability concerns, and the potential competition this massive new district poses to Norman's existing beloved local businesses. A beautiful architectural rendering is great, but it doesn't guarantee a successful, harmonious district.
If that initial retail mix we talked about proves viable, future phases intend to expand the district's footprint even further. We're talking about adding 180,000 square feet of significant office space, a 150-room hotel, and diverse residential options, including townhomes and single-family residences, to create a totally self-sustaining neighborhood. The long-term goal is to evolve from just an entertainment hub into a place where people actually live, work, and stay.
So, the absolutely crucial point to take away from all this is that an impressive event schedule simply isn't enough on its own. For the district to really thrive, it must attract tenants and create a culture that locals actually want to visit on a completely ordinary weekday. It needs strong restaurants that residents love, public spaces that feel welcoming, and a really good balance of recognizable brands with true local character.
As we watch the tenant announcements, official operator details, and traffic studies continue to roll out in 2026, I want you to keep this final question in mind. Will Rock Creek serve Norman as well on a quiet Tuesday as it does on a massive game day? Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time as we continue to break down the most important developments shaping our world.